Hey guys, Huzzy bringing you another video. Now welcome back to more Challenger spectating, and this one is a Challenger spectate because the person we're watching is Challenger. I think they're roughly top 10 Challenger right now on EU West, and we're watching a Mord because I don't know, it feels to me at least Mord has dropped off the popularity scale a bit. Like I might actually have a quick look while the beginning of the game is on. Because there was like a time that Mord, it kind of felt like he was in every single game, and he's definitely not anymore. But his pick rate, here we go, his pick rate right now is 14% of games, which is a relatively high pick rate. His ban rate, by the way, is 24.5%. So pretty, you can tell by those stats, pretty strong champion, people think. I think he is strong, and I wanted to have a look at him in this type of rating, because the problem with Mord, and what some people have said, is he's pretty basic. And sometimes the higher rating you go, more basic champions can struggle. I think a great example of that recently has been Garen. That Garen got a change, and he was really over buffed, over kind of powered in a way, was synergized well with Conqueror, and because he's been toned down again and Conqueror got changed again, it's kind of shown the weaknesses of Garen, and even people like, is it Risty, who helped do that Garen rework, are really kind of sad about it because, yeah, it's kind of just emphasized of how basic Garen is, and there's a very skill ceiling to basic champions in high rating. They can just get exposed a bit too easily and countered too easily. And I think that's what happened with Garen, but with Mord being also a kind of basic champion, does he get exposed? And the answer, I think right now, is no. But worth noting something is his starting item is a Doran's Ring. Now, Doran's Ring as a Doran's item is a very good for item, for cost efficiency. I missed the word then. Gold efficiency. Meanwhile, he is getting absolutely bombarded though at level 1. He's probably going to die. He flashes early, Poppy does follow, and yeah, he just gets straight up killed. So why does he get killed? One, a lot of people underestimate Poppy's strength in the early game. She does a butt ton of damage. Secondly, I'm not a massive fan of Doran's Ring early on Mord. Like, the beneficial, or the benefit for it, by the way, you know, some people are like, isn't that trolling? No, it's not, because again, champions like Vladimir and Akali get Doran's Ring level 1. The problem with it is it doesn't synergize amazingly well apart from high damage in the early game. So if Mordekaiser was just landing his Q, etc., but you can see with his lack of mobility, he is taking a lot of damage by Poppy. She throws a Q, and it's nearly half healthing the Mordekaiser every single time. So he needs to focus more on just poking her with the Doran's Ring rather than like trying to take a lot of damage himself. And I think that's the main issue right now. And if he focuses on just dealing damage instead of taking damage, meanwhile gets, you know, a butt ton of damage on him again, I think he'll be fine. But he's just, I don't know, playing... Well, it could be a simple case of he's got no mobility and Poppy can just land these Qs for free. Remember, we are most likely, or the Poppy is most likely another Challenger player, so landing Qs, doing nice things mechanically as well. So far, bit rough early game. He does have the farm lead right now. He is now looking to harass and Q, etc. whenever possible. Land his E, look for that poke. And now you might start to see, maybe, with his one death, it can kind of wake you up a bit. You know, it sounds weird, but it's like, oh, this lane should be fine. Oh, God, I got killed. All right, you know, wake up. Let's not do that mistake again. And sometimes it does actually help you play better for the rest of the game. So we might see that happen with this Mord. So you can see he's protecting the minion wave a little bit here or there, trying to deny the farm from the Poppy. Because it's a simple case of he's looking for the E with then the Q combo, but unfortunately Poppy plays that well for him, and she dodges a lot of the damage. She most likely will go back pretty soon. Mord is basing, but in full visibility, so I think he cancels that when he realizes. And there's a Poppy teleport. She's coming with a Bammies, obviously rushing probably a Sunfire, or she might just hold that Bammies there, by the way, because it's actually pretty good for early tankiness and for early wave clear. You know, think of Bammies as kind of the Tiamat for tanks in a way, because, you know, it's burning around the whole area. So more damage by the Mordekaiser. He probably does need to go back pretty soon, because now there is an item discrepancy between them both. Poppy's going to be very tanky. Mord's now not got no sustain, no potions, and hell, a dive is potentially on if Poppy hits her E in a good way. So you can see the aggression level from Poppy does go for it. Nidlee's in the area though, which somehow she got vision of, and she is most likely going to make her escape. Diana also in the area. Remember, Diana got her rework, and I have seen, by the way, the popularity increase of Diana Jungle. I have noticed. People have been asking me about it. Yep, I have noticed it. She is staying around. I need a sneeze. Excuse me. So that's, by the way, how Poppy had vision. They would have had a ward in there, probably from the Diana warding it earlier. And now Mordekaiser returning to the lane. Hasn't based yet. Remember what we've said for ages about high rating. They hate going back. Junglers hate going back. Top laners hate going back. Because you're not making any gold going back a lot. You're not getting XP or anything when you're going back. Now, he stops his base even though he's really low. He's using the alcove right now. But Poppy just hit level 6. Ooh, this is risky, but he does a bunch of damage, gets himself lane priority back, which means he can now afford to stay for a next wave or two. And, you know, by gold-wise, he's got 1,500 gold. Before he did that, you know, a couple millions down, he would have had probably about 1,300 gold. So maybe he kind of wants to stay for about 2,000 gold, gets himself, you know, a nice, you know, little starting buy, and that will probably help a lot equalize the lane so far. But, you know, it hasn't been a free lane. It's been pretty rough, actually, for the Mord. The game in itself is relatively even right now. Blue team has a slight gold advantage of about 500 gold, but nothing incredible. You know, mid lane, I haven't swapped these around. Mid lane is going to the Aurelia's advantage right now, which I would probably expect an Aurelia to be a Kiana. You know, Kiana, very strong champion in terms of one-shotting things. I doubt she's going to one-shot an Aurelia by herself. That would be surprising to me. Jungle is going slightly to the Nidalee. Obviously, top lane going to the Poppy right now. And bot lane being... Well, the weird thing is they've killed the Xayah, but the Xayah is currently out-farming the Syndra. There is an all-in happening in bot lane right now. We may as well watch it while Mord is returning. And in the 2v2, they do kill the Syndra. And, yeah... I know I'm not a big fan of mage bot lanes, but I honestly never would put the advantage double kill. I never would really put the lane advantage ever to the mage in bot lane. Most of the time, to me, there's a reason that the bot lane is an AD carry centric lane. It's because AD carries are best suited to bot lane. So, yeah, and obviously we've said it before, mages are technically designed to kill AD carries, so eventually maybe the Syndra can kill a Xayah, sure, but for lane phase, with synergizing with a support, mages don't have that synergy a lot of the time. You know, Xayah and Rakan are designed to be together, so therefore their synergy will be very strong. Mordekaiser going for a roam right now. Diana does get a kill on the Nidalee. Kiana ultimately just saw there on the right. Mord going to make his way over potentially to save the Aurelia. Aurelia making her escape. Mord looking for something here, which is interesting to me, because obviously, you know, he's a top laner. Roaming down, I would expect an ultimate. Yeah, so he flashes ultimates. So he's got the Diana right now, but he is not dealing a lot of damage. And when he pops out, there is a lot of enemies. Weirdly, though, they ignore him. So, yes, they do go down. No, Aurelia is not dead, by the way, yet. So remember, Mordekaiser getting that kill. Now killing Forbidden. And Mordekaiser's got all those stolen stats, so he is getting a lot of damage, a lot of kills. Gets himself an assist on the Syndra. Meanwhile, in top lane, Poppy is just chilling like a villain, getting ahead on farm. But we've been seeing this, man, more and more. That when we've been doing these challenger replays, remember the last episode that we did of the Felios? In the replay, the Rumble roamed down really early. I think, you know, people have been asking me, Huz, what's your opinion on top lane? You know, do you agree with other people that it's in a really rough space? I agree that it needs help, but it seems the answer that a lot of top laners are doing to, oh god, top lane is really weak right now, the answer to it is, I'm going to get involved in the game more. I'm not going to just be a mindless split pusher. I'm going to roam down and just gank things as a top laner at level 6, 7, or 8. Like, that's happening more and more often. And honestly, it's kind of cool to see. I'm completely fine with that. Like, you guys know, I do not like mindless split pushing. I think it makes your climb way harder than actually helps you on average. You know, people have said it before, but my explanation to that is split pushing is only good if you're in your rating that you belong in. So when you watch your content creator do a top lane video and they're smurfing and they're split pushing, they're doing crazy and they're saying, oh dude, split pushing is the way. Yeah, they're a smurf getting fed in a lane. Obviously split pushing might be good for them. If that same top lane person, meanwhile Diana and Mord having a fight, Nidalee's in the area, Poppy's on her way. Nidalee does a pretty big mistake there. Mord's going to continue his damage. Poppy's damage has kind of run out right now. But that same top laner that we've literally just spoken about, put that person on their main account, they're not going to do as good in a split push. most likely, not carry. Anyway, a lot of damage coming through. Rift Herald getting involved. Mord, I was going to say, should have backed off. He was very low health. Does get himself killed. But you kind of saw there the difference. Wow, very high confidence level by Diana. Aurelia misses a stun, which actually could be the reason maybe that Diana lives. Very close here. Gets one kill. Kiana going to try and make her way out. Probably is dead as well. Does actually get killed by the aftershock of Rakan. And then meanwhile, bot lane, they're just both farming. Worth noting, in this matchup, if Xayah just times her ultimate well, Syndra ultimate does nothing. So, small counter, I guess, that Xayah can survive to a Syndra. And there is right now a 20 farm difference in the bot lane. Mordekaiser still has 10 farm difference in top, is rushing that Liandry's. And it was, by the way, not even recently, Liandry's for gold efficiency and everything is one of the best items in the game. And it only gets better if you're against something tanky. And obviously he's against a Poppy that is building magic resist, has got health. So Liandry's is such a good item in general, by the way, not just on Mord, but in general. But he's returning the top lane. I'd imagine he's probably quite close. Oh no, he's got no spare gold. So his next purchase, he will probably want to go back and buy when he's basically got his Liandry's. I doubt he's positioning himself. Yeah, I was going to say he was positioning himself nearly to get stunned then. Poppy is ahead on XP. Mord's again taking a bit, in my opinion, taking a bit too much free damage. Getting himself queued quite a lot here or there. Which some of them, not all of them, but some of them are definitely avoidable. But, you know, Mord is a slow-moving champion. It's the same for Mord, let's face it, I don't know if he's officially called one. This trade doesn't look amazing for Mord, but he's going to go for it nonetheless. Very interesting that he is going for it, though. Going to use the Conqueror healing. Is going to go for all the damage. Poppy nearly dead. Doesn't die. Mord does survive, which I'm going to be honest, it surprises me. Poppy going to go for it. Does kill the Mordekaiser. So yeah, this Mord is making some questionable decisions. And remember, everybody, why do we do the replays that we do? A lot of the time, it's because they have a good performance. Right now, this Mordekaiser is not having a good performance. He's 20 farm down to his opponent, losing in the 1v1. This is going to give Poppy even more tower lane pressure, and he's dying in the 1v1. So far, the Mordekaiser is making, I'd say, a lot of mistakes. He's taking fights that he really shouldn't. He's dodging things and not dodging things that he could be dodging things. So it's a bit weird to see. And remember, like we mentioned earlier, he probably really wouldn't have wanted to go back until he had Liandry's. And he died without managing to get enough gold for Liandry's. Like right now he has 375 gold. Liandry upgrade is 700 roughly here or there. So yeah, rough situation for the Mordekaiser. But, you know, granted, it's not like he's getting outplayed. It's more that he's making these mistakes himself. And remember, this is Challenger, so mistakes do happen. Again, one of the biggest reasons I love doing these replay episodes is to make the audience, nice E, really nice E actually, does get Poppy ulted, so the Poppy most likely will just survive. But yeah, I love doing these episodes because my average, you know, of an educational League of Legends channel, statistically and by law of averages, my audience is averagely probably going to be silver or gold League of Legends players. I'm sure there's some of you that are higher, and I'm sure there's some of you that don't even play ranked. But what I love in this is showing you guys that even Challenger players make mistakes. Because as we all do, I've said it forever, we have a weird assumption that our teammates don't make mistakes. Meanwhile, Pyke roams top lane, uses his flash. Mordekaiser in tower now. Going to go for maybe a kill. Never mind. I was like, he might go for the all-in on the Pyke, but gets himself killed again. 1 and 4. That was Pyke flash for the kill, though. And yeah, sometimes you're not really expecting a Pyke top lane at 13 minutes in the game. But does get himself killed. But this should be Liandry finished at least, which will help him somewhat in the 1v1 to Poppy. Now, worth noting, the Poppy's item build, by the way, is what we'd call kind of a bit disrespectful in some avenues. That Mordekaiser primarily does AP damage. He does do a little bit of AD damage because he does auto-attack, but primarily AP. He is now 2 levels down, by the way. The Poppy is starting to, you know, she bought Ninja Tabby, not Merc Treads, against a Mord. She bought her Spectra's Cowl to be good against a Mordekaiser, but then she obviously bought Bammies, and instead of completing her magic resist item when she's against a magic opponent, she's completed her armor item first. That shows that this Poppy's like, the Mord won't do anything to me. Like that's literally what it's saying. She is obviously then going to start completing the other, which I imagine will be Adaptive Helm. I doubt Spirit Visage. But yeah, it does show that this Poppy is just very confident of like, you know, this Mordekaiser isn't really doing anything that I would need to rush a lot of magic resist. Anyway, there's a big fight happening in bot lane. Mordekaiser just staying in top. Advantage red team, which is obviously not good for the Mord that we're watching. The game now is evened up, and actually, red team has completely evened up the game, and the gold is identical at 15 minutes, which is kind of cool to see. Mordekaiser now level 10. Poppy returning to the top lane. Look how she did look very tanky there. And he is now doing a bit of a roam. Again, the roam that he did earlier, remember, worked quite well. He is going to try and do the Rift Herald by himself, which I've said is basically not worth doing. Especially that, you know, tower plates aren't even in the game. You know, the time's ticked over from tower plates. So I don't really see why he'd want to do this, if I'm honest. Enemy team might even know about it, because, by the way, there was a control ward in there that just got destroyed by the Xayah. So I imagine there's going to be a big fight here any second. Poppy's probably coming down from the top. There she is. Tower's nearly... sorry, the Rift Herald nearly going down. This could be good, though, maybe. Mordekaiser pretty low. Gets himself weirdly positioned and gets himself killed. And Poppy steals the Rift Herald. Wow. So, Nidalee gets herself 1 kill. Going to continue. Maybe going to try and go for more. Probably not in the end. And a pretty bad situation overall for blue team. Rally going to try and finish off the Poppy, but she is so tanky right now. Moon ultimate comes from Diana. Doesn't manage to hit anything due to the delay. Does get a kill, though, with a nice Q. Missing the spear does the Nidalee, and they will finish off the kill. Nidalee very low. Probably going to go down to the Kiana. She does go down. Aurelia hits her ultimate. Going to go for the Syndra. Does get the Syndra in the end. And over here, Xayah did also get the Poppy. Meanwhile, Aurelia is continuing on the Kiana, and the Kiana's probably going to just walk straight into the Xayah and get herself killed. Ignite comes down. Don't think that's enough to finish the Kiana. Oh, well, no, apparently it was. And there we go. So technically, that was an ace. That red team all got killed. But they did steal the Rift Herald, which, I'm going to be honest, that is definitely better for blue team, the Mord's team, because Rift Herald is basically meaningless nowadays. Now, the weird thing to me, we've said it a few times already, the Mordekaiser now is 1-5. His positioning, man, like, he positioned himself right next to a wall with a Poppy nearby. Like, this is, I will say, it is eye-opening, and hopefully it's good for you guys. You're watching a top 10 Challenger EUS player making quite a big, you know, quite a lot of basic small mistakes. It happens, you know, and it could be for any reason. 1, he could just be having an off game. 2, he could be tired. He could be distracted. He could be, we don't know this player. I don't know if it's a pro player or anything. He could be thinking about some homework that he's got. Who knows? He's thinking about work. His girlfriend just broke up with him. Anything could happen. That's the one thing that we never know when it comes to online video gaming. You don't know the situation of the person that you're with. You don't know if they're in a good mood, bad mood. You don't know if they're sleep deprived. You know none of that. But mistakes will happen. And remember, like we said earlier, this game, this Mordekaiser, does have somehow a good game. Which right now I don't see how he does, but apparently he does. So the enemy team, is strength-wise, they're not actually looking that strong. What I mean by that is they've got a Poppy that's doing good, but eventually a Mordekaiser I would think could be as useful as a Poppy, maybe even more useful. Like, a Poppy can't exactly carry a game. Kiana's going to go for a big ultimate here. Again, there's a Kiana's damage. She can't just one-shot a Mordekaiser, even though this Mordekaiser isn't actually that strong. The enemy team, though, does come. He does get himself a kill, though, which is good. And there was 4 people top lane. Cassandra just made her way. But he does get a kill. So 1v4, kinda. He does get 1. 1v3 in a way. He does get 1. Xayah's now by herself. Is going to try and go for the play. Gets 1 kill. Nice Rakan play. Does go down, though, to the Diana. Rakan now in trouble in the end. Will go down himself. And, yeah, overall, pretty bad situation. Poppy, by the way, also killed the Aurelia and survived. Don't know what was happening there. So again, the kills have even up and red team has taken the gold lead once again. But yeah, Mordekaiser dead again. Does get himself a kill, though. Will kill Squishies. And as I was saying, literally, like, Huz, you were saying the enemy team isn't very strong. In theory, not really. They've got a Kiana that's actually not doing that great. 4 and 6. She's an assassin. Generally, assassins either do really good or really bad. You know, Kiana then was going to the weakest opponent on the enemy team, the Mord, and she traded with him in a 1v3. Like, in a pure 1v1, if the enemy team didn't roam up, Mord was alive and Kiana was dead. It was that simple. So that shows the Kiana isn't in a great strength. The Poppy is strong, but she's tanky. She's not going to carry the game. Diana is strong, but once again, she's an assassin. So assassins either can, like, have a really good play or really not do anything. And then the Syndra's pretty weak and the Pyke's doing kind of okay. Versus you have a standard AD carry on the blue team, which is obviously usually more they can carry easier. You've got an Aurelia who's doing good, you've got a Nidalee that's doing okay, and you've got a Mord that's hopefully scaling, and the Rakan's doing pretty good too. So in terms of strength level, it's not looking actually that good for red team, weirdly, unless they get an amazing Diana play. Like a big combo, a Diana, meanwhile probably going for an engage like this. Big Diana play with a Kiana ultimate, maybe then, but only really then. Enemy team going for it. Aurelia weirdly goes for the play by herself, gets herself caught, so not looking good for blue team here. They have the momentum against them. Mordekaiser now making his way, and apologies if you can hear my voice kind of going a bit weird. My nose is getting full. Don't know why. It is winter, I guess. Maybe I've got a slight cold. Poppy going to go for a play here, looking for the stun. Does get the Rakan. Rakan will most likely go down in the end. Dodges, but then gets... Oh, nice dodge. Does survive. Good play in the end. Oh, that was close. And Mordekaiser also taking a buttload of damage. Goes to the ultimate play. And what is Mordekaiser doing? Smart. He's picking on the weakest player on the enemy team. Because remember, when he steals the stat... When he kills somebody, he also is getting himself stronger. Gets himself maybe 2 kills. Yeah, no, I think he got a double kill then. So you're picking on the weakest player that he knows he can kill, and then he's making himself inherently stronger by stealing some of their stats. It's a smart thing to do. It's an instant way to get back into the game. Because like if he obviously ults the Poppy, yeah, you're taking or the Diana. Yeah, I'm stealing away one of the strong people on the enemy team, but I can't kill them. Hell, they might even kill me. So it's a smart thing the Mord is doing there. But, yeah, a bit of a recovery, you could say, that he got himself a double kill. He's now 4 and 7-5. So, you know, still a bit of a negative. Actually, for gold-wise, he's on 8.2 thousand versus his lane opponent's over 10,000. So he's over 1,800 gold behind his lane opponent in 21 minutes. That is quite considerable, by the way. That might be right now. Oh, no, okay. So bot lane, there's a bigger difference there. And jungle, bigger difference there. But, yeah. So, game as itself is basically... The red team has a massive advantage, Diana versus Nidalee, but then blue team has a pretty, and also Poppy. So it's, but then the Xayah is way ahead of the Syndra. And you know, I will say we have seen a little bit of a pattern even with these challenger spectates of mages and bot lane are just usually kind of feeding. Mordekaiser just teleporting to help out. Look at the AoE damage. 1 assist there. Does get himself a kill on the Kiana. He hasn't ulted, I don't think, yet, but he does pick himself up a couple of assists in this whole play. Aurelia ignoring the Poppy, going straight for the weak Syndra. Poppy ultimate hits, does nice hit. Oh, really nice E by Mordekaiser. Don't know if the play is on now, though. They are straight going to Baron instead of going for the Dragon, which I will be honest, surprises me a little bit. Mordekaiser getting himself 1 more kill though, is equalizing his KD a bit more. Wouldn't surprise me if Mordekaiser thinks about trying to solo the Dragon, by the way, because then the enemy has to decide, do we try to stop this or do we try and stop that? Poppy is deciding to try and stop the Baron. It's too late. The Baron is dead, and now Mordekaiser is already starting the Dragon. Overall, nice play. I would say this Baron is a bit risky. Hopefully, blue team is just running straight to the Dragon to go help the Mordekaiser, which it does look like they are. I'd imagine Poppy is right here, by the way. There's the Syndra. There's the Poppy. Not hard to predict. Rakan just doing ultimate, basically, to distract. They do get the Dragon in the end, and now they should just run. Run to the hills. Xayah gets caught. She does go down. If most of them survive with the Baron, with the Dragon, then it's worth. But, yeah. My nose is full. This is really annoying. So, yeah. Not bad. Nice little advantage swing to... Well, weirdly... Advantage swing to blue team of getting the Baron, of getting the Dragon, but actual for pressure right now, the red team's getting mid tower. The red team's grouping in mid. So I don't think Mordekaiser's split push is the best thing to do here. To me, he should go back, buy, then look to group to slow down the enemy team. Poppy with a nice W. Enemy team getting just a great engage on. And all this is happening because of the group advantage. This is what happens when one team is grouping with momentum and one of them doesn't. Mordekaiser now making his way in, but is it too late? Does get himself caught out. Good ultimate timing, though. Gets himself the Kiana, which, remember, he gets the stats for. With his passive burning, with it, Zhonya. A lot of damage coming by the Mordekaiser. Getting another kill. Can they continue to fight? Xayah now alive, and they just clean up. Quadra kill for Mordekaiser. And let's be honest, if you go rewatch that team fight, why did he get a quadra kill? They ignored him. Just straight up. He went into the fight, and then they Kiana ulted him, and then he Zhonya's it. And after he Zhonya's with his passive burning with Liandry, they just never went back on him, and he was just killing everything in the background. So suddenly this Mordekaiser went from having a pretty bad performance to now being 9-7-8. Gold-wise, we did remember he was at 1,800 gold behind, is now ahead in gold to his lane opponent. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So weirdly, it went from a bad situation of the enemy team getting momentum, the enemy team grouping, enemy team getting a pick, to them kind of, if we're honest, having a terrible team fight, ignoring the Mordekaiser, who actually was the one that was killing them, and then they all die. And now Mordekaiser's an absolute beast in strength now too. Crazy. Alright, so he's going to go back. He's probably going to pick himself up Morello. No, he doesn't. He picks himself up as Zhonya's Hourglass. No, he doesn't. What did he do? Oh, it must have been a Zhonya's. Maybe it was a stopwatch that he had and he just upgraded it to a Zhonya's. So he's now got 3 completed items, which, funny enough, is exactly the same as a Poppy. So yes, this Mordekaiser has definitely equalized the top lane. Farm-wise, he's only 10 farm roughly behind now. Can't believe that, man. They legit ignored him in the team fight after the initial. Ugh. Again, Mord is an absolute beast in middle of team fights when his passive is activated with Liandry and Riley. He's slowing everything and burning everything at the exact same time. So yes, Mordekaiser, the video title might be something, is Mordekaiser legit in top lane? Is Mordekaiser legit right now? Definitely yes, 100%. Weirdly, I do think his popularity has gone down a bit because he did get a couple nerfs. He is still fantastic. Not even just for what he can do as a champion. Like, look at that damage. That's nice. Not even as, like, what he can do damage-wise. Look at that with the Nidalee Spear combined. It's also, meanwhile, go for the play on the Diana. Like, the strength level you can see. Will he have enough time finishing off the kill? Does. And now, remember, he has stolen. Look at the damage! One-shots the enemy Syndra. Admittedly, she is very weak. Gets himself a triple kill with Conqueror healing. Nearly at full health again. Is going to continue the play. Now straight on the bot lane tower. But the Pyke might have made a mistake hooking him closer. And they will just continue forward into the enemy base. Mordekaiser just like, come at me, bro. And any now, you know, you'll press W and probably heal a butt ton too. Double W, yeah, heals a bit. And that most likely will be the game. So he's looking to finish the game 12-7-8 from a really poor start to the game. So this does show that lane phase is not everything. Gets himself an assist, going for the Pyke, does a lot of damage. Probably that's the end of the game. But yes, Mordekaiser very strong. One-shot the weak Syndra. Gonna go for the Pyke, does a nice E, dodges 2, gets himself 1 more kill, and finishes 13-7-9. And just to clarify for everybody, in damage done, this Mordekaiser did the most damage in the game. So it does show that early game doesn't mean everything. You also can make mistakes throughout the game, but as long as your mind is still winning, this Mordekaiser did not give up, even though he was having a rough game. He was staying and playing the game. You turn it, you get fed, and boom, he basically carried the whole mid to late game. But that's going to be it. That was Mordekaiser, very strong champion right now. Some people may say, can you play him mid still? I'd say yes, but mainly in melee matchups. Oh, they picked Aurelia mid or Talon mid. I'm going to play Mord. That's probably where you'd want to do that. Other than that, I'd probably say stick to top lane against bruisers or tanks. But that's going to be it. If you guys enjoyed, throw a like on it, throw a subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.